Welcome to Dakota's Spooky Decor. Today I am making an abandoned beach house out of cardboard. Now the first step is going to be to cut your cardboard into the right sizes. I happen to have some pieces that were already folded to a size that I liked, so I could use that as a guide. Now hold on, I know what you're thinking. I know that is a fabric cutter. I wish I had a box cutter here. However, I could not find one. I still need to go out and get one. So this did help dent the cardboard so that I could then get the scissors through it easier, because I'm kind of working through carpal tunnel and trigger thumb at the moment. So do not judge me. Here I just split in half one of my large rectangles to use as the sides of my house, and then I have one for the front of the house, one for the bottom, and a smaller rectangle to use for the roof. Go ahead and grab the piece you're going to use for the front of the house, and I'm just going to draw out where I want my door and any windows. And yes, again, I know my tools are unconventional, don't judge me. The only reason I grabbed that to use as a ruler in the first place is because I knew the only ruler I had is this weird jelly one that just like moves and bends all over the place, and I don't like it. But it still did the trick. It was fine. And again, totally wish I had a box cutter here, but you get it. I figured it out. You can too. This is how I'll be gluing the front of the house onto the sides. And let me just adjust that. There we go. This is what it will look like. We're not going to glue it just yet. Before I start painting and gluing anything, I want to measure my popsicle sticks for my window frames around the windows. Broken popsicle sticks can be very pointy. Alrighty, now we have our sides attached to the front, and I am using these small wooden blocks that I purchased at the Dollar Tree. I'm just gluing those in each corner for a little extra support. Gluing on the roof. To paint the house, I used white paint and baking soda to give it a nice gritty, sandy texture. I realized my little sponge brush was not working to achieve the texture I wanted. I did happen to have a round foam sponge brush, whatever they're called, I'm not quite sure at the moment, and I used that to pat the paint down on the house instead. It worked wonders. You can see the difference here. I'm painting my window frame popsicle sticks light blue. You can pick whatever color you like. And we'll hop right into gluing them on. And see that little gray turtle up in the corner? I'm going to go ahead and glue that onto the front of the house as well. It was just from a pack of little plastic toys from the Dollar Tree. I wish I had a starfish for this, but I did not, and that's okay, because turtles are pretty dope. A few more things that need to be painted are the tumbling tower blocks, yes, that, from the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to use watered down brown paint for this. Also, these small wooden blocks, also from the Dollar Tree, and the popsicle sticks that I'll be putting over the windows to give it that abandoned look, also from the Dollar Tree. These were a lot of fun to play with and glue on. I'm using a crochet hook to get rid of some of the globs of hot glue so I don't burn my fingers. Remember those 3 large rectangles we cut? I shortened one down and I'm going to use that for the base. All you're going to do is glue it with the back of the house on the back end of the board so you have a little space for a yard. And we have one last thing to paint. We must distress the house itself. I'm using the same watered down brown paint that I used for the wood, and I'm just smudging it on with a paper towel or even my finger. It doesn't really matter how you paint it on or what pattern you use. You can have fun with this, find what you like. Distressing is one of my favorite things to do. I did go very light on this project. I think in the future I'm gonna have to do something much more aggressive. And that didn't take long to dry at all, so we can jump right in to attaching our tumbling tower blocks to create a fence to keep our sand in, because this is a beach house after all. And I'm going to be using those small cube blocks to create 2 little towers in the front, because I'm going to attach rope to them to add a little bit more of a nautical vibe. Also add 2 of the tumbling tower blocks to the back, and just use hot glue to fill in any of those cracks. Now again, with twine from the Dollar Tree, I just cut 2 small pieces and attached them onto the front of the house to my little posts. This was another one of my favorite things to add. Some faux hanging plants that I believe I purchased from Walmart, but I have seen them at the Dollar Tree as well. And I'm just going to glue that all along the edge of the top of the house and down the sides as well. I do want it to look overgrown, and it's gonna help hide some of those not so great edges. We are almost finished, guys. Now it is time to add the sand and rocks. I just used a glue stick and put as much on the cardboard as I could, threw that sand in there, kind of wiggled it around, dumped it out a bit. It didn't attach to everything, but I thought it got pretty good coverage. Plus, I'm throwing more stuff in there anyway. Now adding those black rocks. Again, all of this is from the same place, you know where. I originally wanted to use black sand, but when I went to look for what I had, I only had white and red. I thought the red wouldn't really match this project just quite, so that's why I used the black rocks to kind of tone down the white. You know what I'm saying? And then I cut a little piece of that mesh Halloween decor. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know what it's called, but you use it for like window hangings and stuff. You can get it like everywhere. Yeah, glued that to the inside of the door. And then I got these 3 cute little pieces from, again, the same place. And they were kind of the inspiration for this project, so I had to add them in. And don't forget your candle. And here it is. A very cheap, very easy, abandoned beach house. I think it turned out pretty damn good for cardboard, popsicle sticks, and tumbling tower blocks. Well, folks, let me know what you thought in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, if you watch this whole thing, I appreciate the heck out of you. And don't forget, until next time, stay spooky.